Cell signaling generally means the way a cell senses its extracellular environment and then takes that information and translates it into intracellular responses. And this is absolutely important for many aspects of cell growth, proliferation, differentiation, and aberrations in this communication between the extracellular and the intracellular environment often underlie many diseases. So what we are studying in specific are the aspects of kinase signaling, where it is the kinase that is the mediator between the outside of the cell and the inside of the cell, and this orchestration of signaling. And we do so in two broad contexts. One is in the context of neurological disorders and chronic pain, and the other would be immuno-oncology. These proteins that we study, they sit on and function from the membrane. So it is imperative that we have to study them in their native membrane milieu. So this motivates one of the overarching goals of my lab, where we want to develop tools and technologies to study membrane proteins and their signaling pathways from their native membrane environment that constitutes their neighborhood for, generally for these classes of proteins. And then we want to apply these technologies to ask biologically and clinically pertinent questions. For instance, what is the molecular basis of chronic inflammatory pain? Or what goes awry in the functioning or regulation of certain membrane proteins that are key risk factors for neurodegeneration? We are also asking, how are certain, say, transmembrane kinases, they help cancer cells to hijack our body's immune system. So these are just some glimpses of questions that we are asking and very excited about in the lab. In my lab, we are mechanistically and molecularly focused. However, we always keep an untiring eye out for the possibility of bridging or extending our mechanistic findings with studies of clinical and translational relevance. From that standpoint, I feel like really fortunate to be part of the intellectually rich and collegial scientific community at Yale, where the proximity mainly to the clinical research in the medical school makes such endeavors actually possible, with access to collaborations or ease of access to samples that are clinically relevant. I feel that we are living actually in a very exciting time for scientific discoveries in general, because there's technological advances that are happening, which is truly empowering us to ask questions that were intractable even a decade ago. And that is lending wings to our imagination. So if we can think of it, we can do it, because either the technology is there or we have the wherewithals to actually build the technology. And it's inching us closer to maybe providing solutions for devastating clinical problems worldwide. So I would just like to say I'm very optimistic and hopeful.